Hi, Hayley.
And hello to you joining us for episode 14 of A Measure of Marketing, where we are going to chat about our learnings and our reflections from this year, given we're recording this coming up to December 2024.
How is it December?
No, I don't know. It has flown by this year. January felt like 3 years long, but the rest of the 10, 11 months have flown by.
I can't remember January. Well, I can't remember February. Oh, I can actually. I had my bathroom renovated, so that was,
She did, didn't you? I
yeah.
remember that. Yeah.
Do you remember?
No, I do remember that because you were telling me
Yeah.
about it. Yeah, and it was a bit of a pain, a bit of an inconvenience.
Yeah. But yes, December. Wow. I'm not Christmas prepped at all.
Nearly there, to be fair.
Are you? Oh, I
Yeah,
used to be, but not anymore.
I've even planned a couple of nights next week to do my Christmas cards and to do my wrapping.
No one's getting a Christmas card of me this year.
Why?
I have a Christmas party though next week.
Your own, or you're going to one?
My own.
I'm having one. You can claim that back on your tax, can't you?
A client's. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Oh yeah. Weird though. I'm like, I'm not ready. I'm not in
It's a
no
bit early, isn't it? Yeah.
early. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of on
There
I'm
you
eating
go.
mince pies, but I don't want to watch a Christmas film. Not quite there yet.
I have watched a Christmas film already, actually. I'm gonna watch one later. That's my Netflix thing tonight.
Is it your Hallmark special? Is it the 4 new ones that are coming out on Netflix?
Oh no, I don't know about that.
There's 4 new kind of Hallmark films that are coming to Netflix over the course of like a series of weeks.
Okay, maybe it will be that
Okay,
then. It would
I'll
just
send
be
you
some
the.
real cheesy
Yeah,
trash.
yeah,
I just love
yeah,
that. I love it.
yeah.
Yeah, a bit
They're
of a
quite fun,
rom-com.
predictable.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I was gonna say something else then, but I've lost my trail of thought. Let's get back onto marketing.
Yeah, let's get back to marketing. Reflections, learnings.
Reflections of this year. Yeah, what have been like the key big things for you this year? What have you been working on? Marketing strategy. Oh my gosh. I've done a lot of them this year.
Yeah, I had to do 2 or 3 at the same time, which was quite hard because I had to
Yeah.
almost separate the brands over a period of days to think it through and everything. And they all needed different ways of different trains of thought. Yeah, strategies have been a big thing. And I think helping people get going. I've had a lot more people going solo, kind of self-employed, and actually being really smart and sensible and going, can you help me structure my objectives and my vision, mission, that kind of thing. So when we were chatting about marketing strategy the other day, it's quite timely, just because I've been helping more clients with that this year, I think, than any year since I've
Yeah.
been self-employed.
Yeah, I do like doing that though. Like I love it when people do the stuff right from the start. Yeah,
You're
I've
probably
done a couple of those. Just trying to think what else I've done this year. Some like brand development vision type sessions, getting people to really think about within them why they want to do this, like why are they in business to start with. Because the conversation has often gone more down the route of financial, and that, like, I always find people get really like stuck in like resistance against the finances rather than remembering why they're doing what they're doing.
yeah.
And they get really hooked on that financial goal, which I'm all about, but just really tapping back into why are you doing what you're doing, who are you trying to serve. We were just talking before we hit record on serving others, like that's what business is meant to be about, right? But you're just doing it in a style that suits you. So I
Yeah,
like
and yeah,
conversation.
on that, I think I've had a lot of discussions with clients and individuals within communities that I'm a part of, where they have asked me, well, how do I help others? How do I put myself out there to be seen to be helping others? And a lot of questions around LinkedIn, how even things from how often should I post? What kind of things should I say? What, you know, what do I put on my company page? What do I put out on my own profile? And people actually just not knowing the right or wrong ways. And I say there isn't a right or a wrong way. It's what's comfortable for you and what you can, you know, maintain from a consistency perspective, you know, to build that trust. So I think I've realized there are a lot of people out there who don't know what to do, and that's okay. But even just the basics of getting going and being able to showcase how you help other people, I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, I agree. I was doing some of that earlier actually, this morning in a workshop. I often have talked about like frameworks for people as well. So they like you just said, they kind of know within them what they want to say, but that they need some sort of structure given to them, or someone to say, do it this day, and then this day talk about this, talk about that, talk about this, until they get into this kind of like flow of discussion, or they start to see some interaction or some results coming through in just any little amount. I've been doing quite a bit of that as well.
I love that. What I don't love is seeing a LinkedIn post from a marketing influencer who kind of put out, you don't need structure, you don't need a framework, just be creative, just put out whatever you want. You know, marketing can be too structured and can be too formalized, and actually you need to forget it and just do this and do that. I'm like, I get what you're saying and I appreciate it, but actually if you don't have a structure, you can't be that agile to be creative in the long term, because you've still got nothing to kind of hang it from. So that was a reflection from me, is that people have got different ways of doing things, and people think they know what they're doing, and everyone's going to have an opinion.
Yeah, but I think the word creative is open for debate. I think, what does that even mean? I also don't think marketing is creative. Sometimes it is more structure and like logical and based off analysis. Design, brand is probably more, brand visual is creative. Maybe the website design is creative, but there's still a lot of logic that goes behind it based on customer journey. And I'd debate that one, I'm sure. But and also I think it depends on the person. If your mindset is more strategic and you know the purpose of why you're doing what you're doing, and you can take your skill, your experience, your talents, and you know how to serve other people, fine. Like, you can just go for it a little bit. But if you're posting nothingness on social media, or too much of one thing and your message isn't clear, it's pointless. If you're a business owner anyway, if you're building your personal brand, then different. If you've not earned, I don't know, if you're not trying to earn a living from it, but it's about serving other people, in my opinion.
Yeah, helping others. Yeah, exactly.
There's psychology in that, and as well, for me.
Yeah, it's not about you, is it? It never is really when you're marketing. It's always about the person you're wanting to talk to.
Yeah, and I would question, like, how do people really go into fully like serving others, writing for somebody else, or are they doing it for them?
I always see a lot of posts where people are just posting for their own benefit, for their own I can't think of the right word, but for their own kind of like gold dust moment. Like they just want, you know, the round of applause, rather than actually thinking about their client or thinking about who they're helping. And I get it that sometimes I can do that. Oh, I'm presenting at this webinar, I'm doing that, but there's got to be a balance. and it's like, you know, the 20-30% of kind of salesy based stuff, and 70-80% of helping other people and storytelling and stuff. So.
Yeah. And a storytelling so that when you read it, you're like there's always a little like circle back to something. I do a lot of that. So like a story's about me, but actually if you pay attention to what the theme is, it's actually about personal branding, or it's actually about systems and creating marketing around your lifestyle or something like that. Yeah,
it kind of makes you real then, doesn't it? You kind of come across as human.
Not sure what this will.
You've got what I had going on in the last one, where one side of my face was
very much more complimentary than this.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know. It's emanating up this glow of like golden shimmer.
Something else that I've been working on this year that in corporate you don't think about in this way are like lead magnets. And
I
hate that word as well, but free value downloadables, PDFs, something like that, creating them, and then again serving people, serving others, and then some sort of automated kind of check-in, circle back, bringing people into a free community or something like that.
And how have you found that, either with research or through you know the doing of it, how it's faring with data capture versus what we would call pull marketing, of putting something out there to attract somebody, but without that data wall, because people don't necessarily, well, they're a bit more savvy now about sharing their data. Like, have you put data walls on what you're creating in terms of the lead funneling, or?
Yes, yeah. So to download, they put the email address in and a name, and then the next email, the first email they get has a link to the download, so that then people go into your email audience and you can continue to talk to them. I will test, though, I think in the new year, some other free content on my website where you don't have to put an email address in. I've got clients that have downloadables on their website and they perform really well. But again, it's still about talking about that lead magnet and that it's there, and they're doing the marketing work around that to get people to know it's there in the first place. It doesn't just, you don't just put something out there and then it all does it. Like you've just got 1,000 new contacts. It doesn't work like that. I'm sure it does for some, but it definitely hasn't for me.
No, it wasn't for me.
So yeah, it's been fun doing that there in the process of it, but it does then make you think, I've just got something else that I need to market now. But it's still not. It was really nice to write the lead magnets because you can just inject so much into it that like, I know that if someone sits and reads it, they're going to get something from it. So that was nice. Yeah. And I've actually done one for myself. So I am printing off this PDF, going to a networking event, and then will be a presenter. And I'm using that kind of is a piece of content that that I'm using as the presentation thing is there. It's like the repetitive message that I always talk about. So some good, like, foundational bit of work happened this year for me.
Nice. Good. Well. So for me, I think it's the thing I've been supporting clients with mainly is the kind of the setup and the startup and the structuring of what they do. There's always these questions of like, well, what social media platform should I be on? Do I need to be on this one? Do I need to be on that one? And I've always said, you need to be where your customers are. I think if you're a charity, if you're a school, if you're a community-based organisation, you know, Facebook's brilliant, but otherwise, if you're working business to business, it's not going to be the best platform. Yeah, your friends and your family are there, but actually they're not the people that you need to be talking to. Exactly. So LinkedIn is always a given for me, but you then got all the other ones, and the point I'm trying to get to is more recently I've been testing BlueSky as a social platform, and I got invited to it, must have been about a year ago when it first went live, and I didn't do anything with it. I just parked the activation code. I was like, I just can't deal with another platform. But since the presidential election, Twitter's kind of been losing users left, right, and centre, and people have been going over to BlueSky. And so I've been testing it from an individual perspective and for my clients to see whether or not there's a place for brands. And the jury's still out. I think for me at the moment, what I do know is it is very, very much Twitter vibes of 2012, which I'm all for as a kind of 40-year-old, 40-something, you know, that love those short, sharp bites of updates and especially events and things like that. And yeah, that's all I've seen at the moment is people loving it for that reason. What BlueSky hasn't done as yet is kind of done the whole data analysis. You can't analyze metrics very well. There's no paid media options. So I don't know if brands are actually going to get much from it. I think if you're a small business and you want to listen, social listening, and to learn and to be part of a conversation, it's a brilliant place to be. But yeah, at the moment I'm sort of dabbling with it and learning as I go. But it certainly, from what I read, people are kind of dropping Threads as a platform. They're kind of finding that difficult to keep that going as well. Twitter's definitely on its way out, I think. But yeah, just trying to kind of guide clients as to where the best place is to be, but without kind of diluting yourself too much or splintering yourself too much.
Yeah, it's interesting which channels stick around, right? Like, look at Facebook. Like, that is never going anywhere, and Instagram isn't either. And then yeah, it seems like there's something in the like short written form that doesn't stick in some way.
Yeah, it's as in with the kind of 300 characters or 180 characters to play with. Right. There's something really lovely about it, actually. And I've had to, you know, I still do Twitter, I still work Twitter for clients, and you have to kind of really rein in and concisely write the key message. So yeah, I found that really interesting, and I've loved being able to just follow who I want to follow. Like on Twitter, you get accounts pushed into your feed, and the same with Meta, with Insta and Facebook. And it's only now that Meta have gone, oh, we're trialing a different approach where you can kind of, you know, ensure you only follow who you want to follow. And it's like, why haven't you done that years ago, you idiots? You know. Yeah. Funnily enough, it's nice to give the user the choice. But yeah, it's quite refreshing that BlueSky allows you to do that more so, and less about sponsored stuff being put in your feed. It feels more organic and natural. So yeah,
interesting. Do you know what? I was integrating a couple of platforms not long ago. I can't remember what it was. Was it Calendly or MailChimp or something? I don't know. And I saw, you know, you get the list of social channels, and I saw BlueSky, and I was like, have I missed something? Missed something. What is this? And then literally, I think we had a conversation like the day after, you know, when the synchronicities come, and you'd mentioned BlueSky, and I was like, okay, Hayley, keep me updated on that one.
That's what it is. It's funny. I don't think people have quite wrapped their heads around how quickly it's taking off. I mean, they've had millions join, like millions come over.
Threads did too. Yeah. We'll see. I'm not really want to jump onto something quick. I'll do it later on down the line. But yeah, definitely from a brand perspective, knowing how it fits and where clients can use it. But for myself, I'd leave it for a bit.
Yeah, I've kind of gone with it because I have got clients who are dabbling, and I've got a lot of people in my network who are dabbling with it. And I did a post on LinkedIn asking for people's advice as to whether they're using it or not. And a lot of people said it's worth having a try and seeing if you like it. But usually I'm the same. I kind of wait. But yeah, there's something about it that I don't have time for it at the moment. I haven't yet lodged it into my working day to make time for it. But it, you know, if the community is as good as what it is, and it popularizes, then, you know, we're all going to have to just adopt it at some point. But
I think that's a really key point though that you've just made there, just across marketing overall and just the goal of marketing. And in a workshop I delivered this morning, I talked about the customer buying funnel and how people make decisions based on knowing their problem and then knowing the solution. And but have they got time to see you, and you are lodged within their like time frame through the day. So like you've got a free community and you're trying to get people in it. Is that community lodged within your customers' daily life now? Like, how do you actually get people to do that? And from a social media perspective, Instagram, Facebook is lodged into our habits now. Trying to bring in another one, like,
something drop off, the threads drop
now as human beings to fit something else in.
And yet there's lots of talk of putting your phone down. You don't need another screen when you're watching television, and having a digital detox. And so, and as a human, as a consumer, I'm the same. I kind of get fed up of my phone beeping all the time. I want to sit and read a book. I don't want to have my phone going all the time. So it's not just cutting through the noise, it's almost cutting into somebody's day and being part of their routine.
And therefore, are you giving them like max value for their time and their attention?
It's quite the reflection. Interesting to see what gives this time next year.
Well, that was a good little chat.
Wasn't it? Thank you. Last one of the year.
We should, so we've got a guest on next, haven't we? For January. And then I can't remember what the one after that is, but we should have a conversation about our 2025 goals as well.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, that might actually inspire other small business owners thinking as to what their goals may want to be.
We had a little chat before this about the ways that we want to work, and I think we're quite similar in values but different. Maybe we're in different chapters, aren't we, of business. So it'd be good to have a conversation about that, see where you're at in 2025.
I think that'd be a really good one for self-employed bods, particularly freelancers and solopreneurs, because knowing roughly what we spoke about before when it comes to goals and kind of what we want to achieve and how we want to work, there's lots of other things that get thrown into that, isn't there, of how you approach your day and your working week, and as well as your values.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Well, have a lovely Christmas.
Have a lovely Christmas and a happy New Year to everyone. It's too much. This is November. Okay.
I'm going.
Okay. Speak to you soon. Goodbye.